Have you heard of the saying that your perception is your reality? Well, what many people may not realize is that we all go through life with tailored perceptions that are like lenses over our eyes that display our perception of life. And often we don't even realize that these perceptions are there because we've had these thoughts for so long. Although we believe in what we say and what we see and that it's truth for us, doesn't necessarily mean it's truth for everyone else. Additionally, sometimes these perceptions can be very unhealthy, unproductive, and unhelpful, which leads to having an unhealthy attitude towards life. Well, in today's video, we're going to be discussing the importance of cultivating a healthy attitude towards life, especially when facing life's challenges. If we can change our perspectives and start looking at things differently as we're faced with life's challenges, then we start learning and growing, and life will start shifting for you and start putting you in a path that is more aligned with who you are meant to be. So I've always actively worked on my personal development. It's something that I'm just very passionate about. I've said before, it's something that is just never ending. These are things that have helped me in my life, and I hope at some level resonate with you as well. We all continuously grow and learn, and I am simply here to share my journey along with you. Cultivating a healthy mindset first begins with becoming aware and conscious of how we react to certain situations and the circumstances that we're under. And if you haven't already noticed, life is going to continually test your character. However, in those tests, they're going to provide opportunities for us to evolve. Let's get into an example. For example, when I was 22 years old or 21, I just graduated from college. It was my first job. I was working for this TV station, and everything was going okay at the job. There was nothing that I was passionate about with it. It was just like my first job, so it was exciting, and oh my God, at least I was able to get a job. And I remember I was part of a group that we got laid off. I was at the job, I don't know for how long, maybe like 2 years or something, but or maybe it was like a year. But anyways, I got laid off, and I remember, mind you, I was living at home. I was living at home with my mother. I had no responsibilities, just my job. So I remember that I got laid off. And when I got notified that I got laid off, they make you pack your box right then and there. And we were just, a couple of us were doing that. And I remember I started bawling. I was just crying. Other people were looking at me what's going on with her? She must really depend on this job. It must be that important to her. And I remember just feeling so overwhelmed and that my life was over. I had and now, I could reflect on it now. I had a very unhealthy attitude towards it, towards being laid off. I just thought my entire life was over. I then had some time to reflect on the whole situation itself. At first, I was being very unhealthy with having to apply to other jobs and just a negative attitude towards the job that laid me off. And it was just not a good space. So I had time to reflect, and I decided, well, you know what? I've always wanted to go abroad. I tried studying abroad in college. It just never happened. So then my sister lived abroad, and I was just hold up, this is a great opportunity for me to go abroad. So I ended up going abroad, but it took me a while to get there mentally. And if I had stayed in that negative and unhealthy attitude, I probably would have just been no, that's just another, I'm just going to fail at that attempt. It's never going to work out. I could have just looked at going abroad as a completely negative thing for me to go do. As a result of me going abroad, I've I was exposed to so much goodness and greatness. I've made lifelong friends who live abroad. I was able to travel, so many experiences just by having a healthy attitude, but I had to make that switch. After about 4 years of living abroad, I was then provided with another opportunity to reflect on how I was going to react. When I got back, I then worked for another company that I worked for a couple of years, and again, I was part of this project whose team got laid off. A bunch of us got laid off, and I was actually unhappy at this job. So as soon as I got the notification, I just took a deep breath and I reflected on, okay. I started having that thought and started talking to myself. I started to get excited. I decided, I'm going to be excited about this. I already learned from my past experience that once I switched my attitude, I was able to open the doors for me to have this amazing opportunity living and working abroad. If I try that again here, maybe something, comes out of it as well. So I remember just, not getting caught up in the emotion of what am I going to do? And mind you, now I was married. So I just got married and I was paying rent. So I did have like that financial responsibility already and bills and all that. So I went home to my husband and I let him know, what had happened. And we talked about it. My husband was also wanting to change careers. And so we decided that, how about we take this opportunity? We just automatically called it as an opportunity and, choose to move and start living the life of our dreams out in nature, out in the country. And that's exactly what we did. If I would have stayed in an unhealthy attitude towards that situation, the circumstances that I would have been in would probably have also been just unhealthy for me overall. So those are just 2 examples of how having a healthy attitude literally shifts the circumstances in your life to align you with the path that's best for you. And life will do that to you. It will like put you, okay, you went through this one time. Let me put you through that same situation or similar another time to see if you've truly learned how you're going to be, how you should react or how you should act, or are you going to, still continue in an unhealthy mentality. So like having a healthy attitude does not mean you're just like all positive and peachy all the time, right? It's understanding that through the rough times, there is opportunity for growth. So to summarize, cultivating a healthy attitude is important to how we perceive things and overall just makes us feel better. We start looking at failures as opportunities and keep faith that no matter what, you're going to get through life's challenges. I hope you enjoyed this video. Let me know in the comments if you did, and make sure to subscribe so you get notified when I post a video next week. See you guys.